Hello and welcome back to the ZeduHow series, and today we're going to be on the Discord tutorials. Now this is going to be episode number 2, and today we're going to be talking about how to set up roles. So just before we begin, I'm just going to bring you through today's agenda. So today is going to be broken up into 2 parts. First part is really simple, where we're going to be understanding how to set up the most important part of roles. So unlike in Slack, where before we only had 3 types of roles. First one was the admins. We had the second one, which was a lower powered admin, and then we had the banned users. Now we have a special system where we can organize our members. So now we can organize them by gamers, by tools, their ranks, and other wonderful things. And this just really helps to organize it out. So today is going to be beautiful. We're going to make this awesome tutorial. Let's jump in. So it's going to be broken here. And before we begin, as you remember, if you don't know how to use Discord yet and you don't know the basics of it, I recommend going back and checking out the previous video where we talked about the basics of Discord. But right now, we're going to go over here. Now, if you click here on the ZeduHow community, here's where your title of any server will be that you're in. Now, if you created a server, you'll be actually able to click on server settings, and you can see all these different options. Now, these options are overview, moderation, audit log, roles, integrations, emojis, webhooks, widgets, members, invites, and bans. So moderation is where you can moderate the server. So here it's when a member meets a server and when they join in, what type of stuff they have to go through. So for example, you could have it on low, which is you must have a verified Discord account. So like your email must be verified on your Discord account. Medium, you must be registered on Discord for longer than 5 minutes. Or you can have high, which is must also be a member of this server for longer than 10 minutes. I will prefer this, but then there's also other challenges, like for example, you can have it set up to really high, and that is must have also a verified phone number. So all of this is stacked plus that. Also, another part of the thing is that, for example, the explicit content filter automatically scan and delete messages that are deemed explicit. So basically, like, don't scan any messages. Scan messages from members without a role, or scan messages sent by all members. And this is just to keep it really squeaky clean, especially if you have people younger. Now, it won't let you actually switch. It'll actually have you save the changes so it doesn't forget them. Here's the audit log where you can see what changes have been made to the server, and then here we have the roles. We're going to get into this a little bit more, but first let's just explore all the other tabs. Integrations, here's where you can see all these little integrations. Here you can add in your own personal robots. Here you'll be able to see a lot of cool stuff, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Emojis, here you can actually upload your very own emojis. We'll be going through this in a later episode. And then we have the webhooks. With webhooks, in my opinion, here you can create these little robots to do your own custom thing. You can actually build your own robots using the Discord API and other wonderful things. Let us know if you want to see a tutorial on how to build your very own Discord robot. Then we got our widgets. So for example, you can create an instant invite link, all these wonderful stuff. We'll get into that also a little bit later. Here you'll be able to see all your members in your server. You will be able to see all the invites that's been generated, and you can also revoke them so you can prevent people from creating invites. And then you got your bans. So whoever you ban, their username will show up all the way here. So let's go back to the roles, and today we're going to create a couple of roles, and it's very important to always add the most powerful ones first. So first I'm just going to go with admin, and I'm just going to walk you through a couple of changes. So for example, here we have the display role members separately from online members. I recommend this, especially if it's something like an admin role, so people can see clearly that this is on top, and the next person, and also if you got like role rewards, I recommend this because it shows a little bit of difference. It shows a little bit of prestige. Also, you can actually change the color of it by using a custom one, or you can use these colors provided. I'm going to use my own color for this one. And the way you do that is you just delete it and you start typing in the color code. FS6. Sorry. Make sure you get that one right, and then hit enter. As you can see, it changes the role. Because this is an admin, I will let anybody be able to mention them, and also I will let them be able. They will have administrator rank. Do not add this to people like at everyone or anything like that because of only one very important reason, and this is because they will be able to control the entire server, ban people, kick people, bring them back in, all this type of stuff. You do not want to give that out just to anybody, only to the trusted. After that, we got the managed server. Because they are admins, yes. Can they view the audit log? Of course they can. Can they manage roles? This is so that they can assign people other roles. I recommend this. Can they manage channels? Yes, they can. Can they kick members? Can they ban members? Of course they can. And just fill it up to the top with all these, especially if it's them, and just let all these go. But I'm gonna go through them in a little bit more detail in just a second. So once you fill them all up like this, that's perfect. Now that we have the admins, let's create a new role. And as you can see, the admin will always stay on top because it's always, in my opinion, it's always important. Just create like the first, most powerful ranks should be the first ones created, so that it's just easier as it goes down. Now let's put these ZeduHow mentor roles. Alright, that is perfect. Of course, we're going to have this displayed, and now with these people, they're pretty much a mentor. They're volunteers who can supply the server with information. I'm not really going to let them have many powers. However, because they are mentors and because they're going to be creating courses, I am going to let them be priority speakers, and they will be able to mute and deafen members, and they will also be able to move members. And last but not least, I also would like them to be able to manage, let me see if I can find it, manage channels. Now, before I continue, I just want to walk you through all the different types of permissions. So for example, the view the audit log, same thing, they can view the audit log, see what changes have been made to this. I don't recommend just allowing this for everybody to see. Here you can also manage roles. This allows members to be managing roles. They can manage channels. This allows members to delete, create, and remove channels. I recommend only giving this out to trusted people. Kick members, they allow them to kick members from the server. It's sort of like a temporary ban. They can come back, however. So if it's somebody who's just been misbehaving a little bit, I recommend just kicking them. If it's a person who's been misbehaving a lot, just use the ban hammer and just ban them immediately. Let them to create an instant invite link so they can share with their friends, with their family, all that type of stuff. Sure, go ahead and manage nicknames. That one is disabled because here they can actually manage other people's nicknames. So in case they have an inappropriate nickname, then you can actually have that changed. Manage the emojis. Yeah, sure, they'll be able to manage the emojis. They can actually upload their own very own emojis to this place. Again, give this to trusted people. Don't just give the power out there. Manage webhooks. Users with this permission can create and edit and delete webhooks. That's perfectly fine, but however, then they can build their own little robots. And actually, I'm just going to let this in case if anybody wants to create a Discord course. What else do we have? Manage messages, not really, because that's sort of like a moderator thing or an admin thing. Then read message history, so they can actually go back in time into Discord and be able to read all the messages. Attach files, so they can upload their very own files. Of course they can. Embed links, of course. Use external emojis. You know what? No. And add reactions. Perfect. Well, let's hit that save button so that we don't lose any of our changes. And also let's give them a not so bright one. Now let's go add the next one. The next one will be the ZeduHow burners. Okay, let's hit that save button. Boom. Let's make it a brighter yellow. Hit that save. Let's go and get some ranks set up for these guys. So, you know what? I'm just going to leave it on the default settings, which is perfect. It's basic permissions. They can't control anything. I recommend leaving most of this stuff like this. Last but not least, let's add these ZeduHow fans because we can't have a server without fans. Hit that save button, and also we'll sign that. And actually, I just realized I forgot to add the moderator rank, but this is actually a great example to show you guys how to set up some moderator ranks. So I'm just going to put the ZeduHow mod ranks. ZeduHow mod. Let's hit that save, and I'm going to change the color to another color code that we use. Let's hit that save button again, and now here is the awesome part. So let's again just add it. They can manage the server, they can manage roles, they can manage channels, they can kick, they can ban. Oh, you know what? Let's not let them ban. Moderators cannot ban yet. They can manage emojis, they can create webhooks, and they can manage nicknames. What else? Oh, they can manage messages, and they can speak, mute, and move. And that's also the best priority speakers. Hit that save button, and now as you can see, he's all the way down here, and that's not a really good place to have the moderator rank. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it all the way up to the top, hit that save button, and now he's safe. So now you can see that we have all these perfect ranks. Now in the next episode, we're going to be talking about how to organize your server perfectly, how to make it look beautiful, how to keep everything organized to different channels, how to set up a little fun learning environment, all that fun stuff. We're going to be talking about that in the next episode. Till then, take care. Remember, we love you, and see you soon.